It's 102.9 The Hog with Joe and Borna. Big day today. Lots of fun to get the new Disturbed track, Are You Ready, here on 102.9 The Hog. And we've got Mike, drummer for Disturbed. Mike, welcome to the program. Good to talk to you, man.
Good talking to you guys, too.
Joe, you and I were in Vegas when you guys were there for a radio convention, and we talked to Dave and go like, oh, Dave Draymond, what's been going on recently? He goes, in Vegas working on the record.
That's what he said.
That's what he said, and here we are 6 months later, and the record is out, so it's got to feel pretty good to have some new music out from Disturbed, right, Mike?
We're crazy excited about it. The writing and recording process is long and tedious, but it's so nice for us to finally be done and able to be listened to from everybody.
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. I think that's the hardest part. When you've got something, you've been working on it, you've listened to it over and over, and finally you can put it out there and let the fans hear it. And I know what an experience that is. My question from a songwriting standpoint, especially from a band like you guys, Disturbed's been around for so many years now. When you are putting an album together like Evolution, do you go back and visit music that you've written years in the past and say, you know what, that didn't fit on that record, but hey, maybe we could revisit that riff or revisit that hook or that kind of thing? Or is it a completely fresh and new process every time you guys approach a record?
That's actually an excellent question. Funnily enough, we do have somewhat of an archive of riffs, beats, and melodies that we sort of keep on hand. And if something doesn't really resonate at the time, it goes back in the vault, and sometimes maybe it gets revisited, or sometimes not. And it's like when we're writing and we're coming up with new stuff, if we're having like a stale moment, not necessarily coming up with anything new at the time, that's when we sort of open up the vault and go back in and see if anything else is worth digging back out. But for the most part, we usually just starting off with new stuff.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I know you guys did on the website. It was the vote of, do you want the rocker or do you want the slower song? And I noticed the slower song was getting some votes for quite some time. When I went out and voted, I wanted the rocker, of course. I mean, let's lead with the rocker first, and then right. The slow stuff is fine. I mean, do you think is that because of the Sound of Silence and how big that song was for you guys that maybe, you know, fans are going, let's maybe hear the slower, the ballady type song first?
I do think that the success of Sound of Silence definitely opened the door for us in that regard, but that wasn't something that we necessarily wanted to chase. I think that being able to put some ballads on this record was more of an artistic thing for us. I think if we were trying to chase something, it would come across as I just don't think it would work. Everything for us has always got to be done naturally and come from the heart. But putting the voting up online for everybody, for us it was a way to give the fans a voice. Right. And with social media nowadays, it's so easy to reach people, and our fans have always been so supportive and so passionate. We just thought it was a great idea to just get them on board in the very beginning and hear what their opinion was.
Well, I'm glad we went with the heavier one. So let's play it now. New Disturbed, the rocker, the heavier song. Are You Ready? Here on 102.9 The Hog. That's Are You Ready from Disturbed on 102.9 The Hog. Brand new music from the new album from the band. We've got Mike from Disturbed here on the line. Good to hear the rocker winning the online vote. Although it was close with the ballad, but it's good. We're looking forward to the entire album as well.
Album's called Evolution, comes out on October 19th. As is the cool thing with technology and the way albums are packaged these days. There's going to be your regular standard edition of the record. You've got a deluxe edition that's going to be released with some bonus tracks as well, including a live recording of Sound of Silence that's got our buddy Miles Kennedy singing on it as well. What's it like for you guys to share the stage with a guy like Miles Kennedy? I'm not just talking about Miles, but any other vocalist, and hear them put their own spin on one of your pieces of work.
Well, one of the coolest things about us being around as long as we have is there pretty much isn't anybody we haven't met with or toured with at some point. And so whenever there's a opportunity to do a collaboration, it's just as much fun for us as it is for the fans. These are artists we love and respect, and somebody especially as talented as Miles. We often do, when we're out on the road, we'll often do like a cover or like a cover medley and invite any of the guys that we're out on tour with to come up and jam with us. But in that one, to have Miles come up and do Silence with us was incredible. David approached Miles and said, David does the Paul Simon lines there. What about having Miles do the Art Garfunkel stuff? And he was all over it. And
awesome.
It just came out incredibly beautiful. It raised the song to a whole nother level. And for us, we did that only a few nights out on the last run there. And we just thought it would be a great idea, since we actually had it recorded, to let everybody else hear it and just get another version of it. It's beautiful.
I joke all the time about how my iPod, and it drives my wife crazy, because my wife is the kind of person who just likes to listen to her music and sing along with the way the song is done and the way she knows it and has always heard it. My iPod is filled with nothing but live recordings of songs. Borna, you drive in my car pretty regularly. I love hearing a band that changes it up, shakes it up a little bit. And when you take a voice like David's and you take a voice like Miles, you combine them. I can't wait to hear this version of the song. That's got to be a lot of fun.
Like I said, it just came out incredibly beautiful. It was so fun for us. Miles is an amazing voice, and then to hear the blends of David and Miles together is incredible.
Yeah,
can't wait for people to check it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, if Slash goes, "This is my guy" to sing on my albums, he's got some chops. And Slash is picking him up. All right, Mike. Thank you so much for the time, man. Can't wait to hear the rest of the album. And hey, next time, just come on board face to face, since you're in town. You live here. You're a Waukesha guy, so stop by the Hog Studio anytime you want.
Yeah, I'm down, man. We need to make that happen.
For sure.
For sure. Mike, we appreciate the time today. Best of luck with the new release. You got your work cut out for you, man. 5 consecutive number one.
We've never been afraid of work.
Right, I get it, but 5 consecutive number one debuts on the Billboard Top 200. I'm sure this will be yet another one for you guys. Thanks for the time today, man.
Let's make it number 6. Thanks, Joe and Borna. I appreciate it, guys.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.